So we have a special treat here. This is a 92 Prelude. It's got 131,900 and some odd miles. It's really good condition. It's owned by a friend of mine who actually is the guy that runs Musselman Honda Circuit, where we've gone and done all of our little driving stuff. He brought it by because customer states I turned my AC on and smoke came out the dash, so I turned the car off. Smoke is never a good thing. And then he said that since then, he's turned the car back on with the AC off and whatnot, and the blower motor doesn't work. He said that he thinks the fuses to some fan in the front, either the radiator fan or the blower motor or both, are blown. He did say that one of the fuses were burnt. I don't know if that was his version of saying blown, but we're gonna find out. And then he wants a general inspection because he is thinking about selling this car. However, he did say when he drove it here, he might not think about selling the car. So we're gonna look over what's wrong with it, get him a list, and move on from there. So it is just a, well, I guess not just a, but it's a more base model version of the Prelude because it's got the H23A1 in it. Which is the non-VTEC. But this just looks like a nice old car.
Unmolested.
Very unmolested. It's actually, yeah, as stock as you can hope, other than the Radiator light, which those are easy enough to remove if you don't want one. But us being in southern Arizona, there are pack rats everywhere. I'm gonna be honest, this is nicer than I was expecting. Timing belt's been done, the water pump is newer. I mean, honestly, even the mounts are good. So the belts look good, the motor mounts look good. This one has some cracking on it, but it's not big cracks or splitting. Good battery. Whoa! It's got the spare, a real spare, and it is attached properly. If he does sell this, someone's gonna get a really nice car. Solid. Struts have a little bit of stuff coming out of them, but not much. I'm gonna grab my pry bar and check those bushings on the upper control arm. I mean, they're not bad. Can I see the brakes? I can, and they're like almost new. It is rare when you see a car that is pretty much as nice under it as it is on the outside. That's this old. Very impressive. We are in rare territory. Holy crap. Come here. This is not normal.
Wow.
The trailing arm bushings are good. What is going on? If you ever own a Honda, especially an old one, those are always shot. Pretty much done. That's, yeah, this doesn't have much wrong with it at all. Okay, so that 15 and that 10 are destroyed. The big ones all look good. This one, so it's literally, I mean, hopefully that's what he was talking about, the burnt thing. It's like exploded in there from whatever happened. There's a good question on that. Why are these blown? So we're gonna look at what they are so we know what we're looking for and then start checking. I might try the test light trick where the test light will essentially act as a fuse showing that there's power going through, but it won't, hopefully, melt anything. So the little fuse box sticker telling us what those fuses are wasn't there. So now I got to figure out what's there. It's 47 and 46. So let's see what we got for numbers here. 47 is the cooling fan motor, and it's supposed to be a 15, and 46 is interior lights, and it's supposed to be a 15, which it was a 10. So that would explain why that one's blown. Radiator fan motor, not explaining why it's blown. All right, let's go see what the next step is there. We're gonna go see if the interior lights work now and this doesn't pop. And then we're gonna move on to testing this one. Oh, okay. I actually don't know if that was on before.
It was not.
Okay, so it's...
When I had the door open, it didn't light up.
Yeah, so that might be the interior lights that it's talking about. All right, so I mean, these lights are on for when the headlights come on. So there's that, we got dim, yep. Do we have, oh, look at that. Oh, I found the fuse box sticker. They just put it in here on the glove box. If this does not date this car, look at $2.50 for a map of Tucson. Oh my goodness. Y'all bitching about GPS taking you the wrong direction. Back then, you took yourself the wrong direction. So I was thinking about checking the radiator fan just to see what resistance we have sitting there. It is way down there. I don't think we can get to it from underneath very easily either. Right there. Look at that. Oh no, they're not long enough. There we go. Thank you.
Now they're long enough.
Weird. 2,000 ohms. Yeah, fans are not supposed to have that many ohms on them. I'm gonna say most fans that I've ever checked have like 0.5 or 1. So 2,000 is way too much. We're just gonna put the fuse in it, turn the key on and everything like that. And then we might have to run it so that the fan will try to cycle, because if this is as properly functioning as I think it is, then it'll have to be at temp before the radiator fan will turn on. And it's too old for us to get our fancy tablet and just tell it to turn on. I can probably unplug the fan switch and jump that and get it to try to turn the fan on, and then we can make sure that there's power coming to this connector. And if all of that works and we don't pop a fuse, then the 2,000 ohm fan is definitely the problem for that. Just because we can, I'm gonna check the condenser fan and we're gonna see what it ohms at. 1, look at that. The fan is definitely not good. Like I said, I put a new fuse in. The fan switch is actually right here. So we unplug that, jump it, and when you turn the key on, it should be sending power down to the connector for the radiator fan. So I went to go get my jumper, which if you've ever done one of these, they can get hot really quick. But I grabbed this and then I remembered we're fancy. So I went and grabbed my little test leads, and you know, they plug in with the same pins that the sensor has. And then I have this little connector which jumps them together, and then you can put one thing on it so you can test different things at different ways. If you don't have one of these kits, they're really good if you have to do anything electrical on a car. So instead of burning myself, we're gonna use that. I'm gonna get some more test leads and hook them up to the other side of the harness that goes to the fan, not the fan side. And then we're gonna turn the car on and make sure we don't pop a fuse and we have voltage down there. All right, I'm gonna turn the key on. We're gonna see what that says. It'll either, if everything goes well, it'll either say -12 or +12 volts, because that just matters if I got the polarity right. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? We have no voltage. Okay, is that fuse popped? Fuse is not popped. Let me check for voltage at the fan switch. Maybe we have to start the car? Let me see. Interesting. Okay, so we do have 13 volts there. So then we have 5,000 ohms on this side. Maybe I just have to check one of these. Voltage. No voltage on that one. No voltage on that one. Okay, let's see what the relay's doing. Actually, we're going to check the fuse and just see if we have voltage at the fuse. So we have voltage on both sides of the fuse. I'm going to turn this off and we're going to go to the drawing board. So we've got this fuse, it has power. So the radiator fan relay control from the fan timer. So that might not be triggering the relay on. Found out there's two temperature switches, so we might have been jumping the wrong one. There's a switch A, which is for when it's above 199 degrees, and then this is switch B when it's above 223 degrees. So we can jump this relay and then just make sure that that side of the circuit will work because it's the one for the fuse that blew. So we've got this relay. The one thing is I don't know which side is which for these. However, we can check that because it should be the side that is open currently. That's the two that we need to jump on there. So which one of these two is not together? That one is together. This one is not. All right. So then with that, it only goes on one way. Furthest one's from us. We're gonna make another jump like that one. All right, round two. So if everything goes right, it should have some sort of 12 volt on that voltmeter. Fuse did not pop. Everything is good. That fan is bad. Now we have to move on to the blower motor fan because he also said that that wasn't working anymore. So I went back on the diagrams and I found the fuse under here that goes to the blower motor, which is actually this 40 amp fuse right here. And if you look inside of it, you can see green on the side of the fuse part that goes down. So it's really hard to see, but I was able to get a little video of where that is. So I'm gonna take that fuse out and I wanna ohm it just to see if it has any issues in there, because there shouldn't be really, it should be 0.2 at most for how many ohms of resistance goes through that. But green in there kind of tells me it's, you know, corrosion, creepy green death or any of that stuff. It's not bad enough for me to be like, all right, that's a problem, but it's not good. So I'm just gonna put it back for now because I don't think it's going to cause much of an issue with testing, but we're gonna go down the next line of what to look at, which is the fuse and the relay in the under dash fuse box. This is the number 9 fuse that goes to everything, and it is good. The next thing under here is the relay for the blower motor. In order to test this one, we're gonna ohm. I'm guessing the silver one, like the other relay, is the one that's connected that actually switches it over, and then the copper ones are the ones for telling it to actually go on. So again, we're gonna test the one that we don't have to do anything with first, see what the resistance is on that one. Usually with relays, it's somewhere between like 70 and 120 ohms. 107, that's not bad. And now this is where our fancy little kit comes into it again. And the ones that we just tested are going to get shoved on. When we connect this, you should hear the relay click, which means that now we're able to test the other side with our voltmeter. So let's put this next to the mic, and then we should hear, yep. This relay is testing out good, which means next we're just gonna go unplug the blower motor, mostly because he did say that it smoked, and I'd rather know electrically that something is going on before I try to let the smoke out of the system. Houston, we may have found a problem. As far as I know, he didn't try to mess with this. The blower motor fell out. Oh. It's literally just hanging out there, and you can see where the, right here, it looks like the fins were grinding on the blower motor box. And that would be why when you turn it on, it probably doesn't blow. I got the blower motor out, and problem. Also, after we talked last, and I said that I had to take stuff apart, pulled out the floor mat, and I think these are the screws for the blower motor. I'm gonna look up in there and see what else we got going on, but I'm gonna say at least a blower motor. Then we're gonna just double check and make sure power gets to it, because when you saw it falling, it was literally pressed up against it, and this motor's not that strong, so it's not going to force itself, so it won't blow any air. I think that's the biggest problem we got here with that. And then we'll call him, see if he wants to fix any of this, which I hope so, because it's a great car, and go from there. So we have full voltage at the fastest fan setting, and we have no voltage at the other settings. Okay, so everything is working but the blower motor right now, and the blower motor resistor, because that's what that means. Essentially, the blower motor resistor is supposed to slow down the fan, and right now the blower motor resistor is not working, and so when it gets to the highest one, it bypasses the blower motor resistor, and that's why we have full voltage. So we need a blower motor resistor and a blower motor, and I might be able to find an extra screw that'll work for that. But yeah, let's give him the good news that I think the smoke was just the fan falling out of the car. As you can see, the Prelude's finished. So we talked to the customer, and they said that they only wanted to do the radiator fan because that was what they felt was the only necessary thing. And they told us to just put the blower motor back in. We found an extra screw, we cleaned out all the pack rat stuff, put the blower motor back in. It spun, but they were like, yeah, whatever, you know, they're probably gonna sell the car, so someone else can do the blower motor. And the fan, we replaced the fan on it. We were gonna do like a finale video, but they did all that on Saturday because the customer came to pick it up, and that was my day off. When it does go for sale, we might put a little nudge in here. I did give him a few people to talk to, like Brian from VTech Academy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.